my name is Doris and I am Little Bird Products. Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you're new here, thank you for joining us. Oh, and please remember to subscribe. It does mean a lot to the channel. What I wanted to talk about today is what I've been working on this week. Well, actually, it's been a week and a half, 2 weeks with the thinking about it. I've been wanting to make some t-shirt maxi dresses. I have a lot of really nice t-shirts. I call them t-shirts, but they're more graphic shirts. They have a really nice design on the front. And I wanted to make them longer. I've made a lot of tunic dresses out of them, but I have seen a lot of t-shirt maxi dresses, and they seem to be really popular. I don't wear dresses, and part of the reason I don't is I don't like all of that fabric down around my legs. And here in Texas, it's almost always too hot to wear anything that long. But I do know a lot of ladies like to have their legs covered, and they like the maxi dress style. So I've been looking at it, to see if there was a way that I could make a maxi dress that I would even consider wearing. I have a difficult time making anything that doesn't fit me or that I wouldn't wear. Of course, I like to try my clothes on and dance around and do a little video for you so you can see how they fit on a plus size body. And I do try to cater to one size fits most, because I think that's an underserved market. So with all of those things in mind, I've been playing around with this design for a few weeks now. I did make this tunic shirt earlier in the week, and I like how it turned out. It started out in my mind it was going to be a maxi dress, but it looks so cute at that length. I didn't have the heart to add any more length to it. So I got out a t-shirt that I thought was especially nice. It's a used t-shirt, but I really liked the saying on it, and you'll see that. I'll show it here. And I'd been working out in my garage today. It was slightly cooler. It was only in the high 80s, not in the 90s. And I had some work going on around the house, so I needed to be in my large cutting room. So I'm going to show you some footage of what I did, and you'll see me tapping on my cutting table while I'm thinking. And I did turn the sound off, so I'm going to try to do a voiceover or some words on there for what I'm thinking about while I do it. And I'm happy to say, I think I got it down. And I'm hoping this will be the first of many t-shirt maxi dresses. And I'd love to have your feedback on it. Let me know if you like it, what you think I should do different, what kind of shirts I should make it out of, if I should stick just plain t-shirts, or should I use some of my really nice graphic shirts. What I try to do when I use my shirts is I try to not have to have a large or an extra large shirt as a base shirt, because normally I can cut the sides off like I did this one. It was just a large, and I really wanted it to fit a 2X. So one of the first things you'll see me doing is kind of thinking about how to do that and then also lengthen it. So I did come up with a method that I think is going to work for most of my t-shirts, where I can put different sleeves on that are a little larger, and then also widen the shirt. Large shirt is 19 to 20 inches across, and I like to have it be all the way up to 25 if I can, but at least 22 or 23 inches across. And with this one, I was able to add about 2.5 inches. I'll have to give you the final measurements in the end. And I think it made it comfortable. It's still, because the t-shirt is stretchy, it still will fit up to a 2X. And then I was also concerned about how I was going to do the skirt, because sometimes if you put a skirt on things and you ruffle it at a certain length, that ruffling, widens you at a place where you don't necessarily want to be widened. So I'm hoping that doing the skirt the way I did this one, with the 2 side panels underneath and then also a panel on the front, and then had the panel from the front of the shirt, because it was long enough, it's about 28 inches, that I can have a high-low kind of maxi dress, maxi skirt. So that's my thought process. And then you'll see through my video footage what I have to go through to kind of think through how I'm going to do the t-shirt. And then in the end, you'll see the final assembled product. So have fun. Please give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Let me know, do you like maxi dresses? Do you wear them in the summertime? Do you wear them all year round? Do you enjoy that? The other thing I'm thinking about is when I have the next one, I'm probably going to add a slit up the one side leg. So if you want to wear some tights or some shorts or something underneath it, you could wear it as a cover up and you would have a little more, openness around your legs. I don't know that I'm going to make a complete maxi dress, where it's long all the way around, because I really like to have more room for your legs to move in the front. So having it be maybe just above the knee or at knee length in the front and then cascade down and be longer in the back. That's what I'm thinking I'll make them right now. But please let me know in the comments what you're thinking and what you like and how you like to wear them. I'd sure appreciate the feedback. Anyway, I hope you've been having a good week. I've had a very, very busy week and a very hot and rainy week here in Texas. So enjoy. Thank you for watching. Bye. Excuse the fan noise and stuff in the background. Here I am with my cute little Donald Duck t-shirt, and I'm trying to figure out how I can lay this out and get the graphic that I want, but also be able to put the completer pieces with it. And here I'm measuring it, and it's a large, and it's like a 19 inches. And I'm just trying to figure out what I would do with this, because I really want to widen it a little bit, but I like the size of these sleeves, these half sleeves that are on it. And then this dress that I have is it's a really nice cotton. It has a V-neck, and I like the V-neck. And here I'm measuring that, and that's no wider than my Donald Duck t-shirt. So you'll see what I end up doing is I end up cutting off the V-neck shirt and putting the Donald Duck t-shirt. I cut the sleeves off of it and put the sleeves on down the side about part way, and then I'm finally figuring out that I can place that Donald Duck, the graphic, I can place that graphic on the center of the V-neck shirt, and you'll see that here in a minute. I'm so puzzled. That's my puzzled expression there, and I can't believe how narrow this is. So I'm going through, some more of that, and pondering, where I will be with this. So what am I going to do? It's really a conundrum. Now a light bulb moment when I realized that if I take this down to where I would want it, the shirt itself would want to be, I can probably cut it off there and use the bottom piece to lengthen the rest of the maxi dress. So I'm going to mark this, and you'll see that in a minute there, and then I'm going to cut it across so we can see what happens. There we go. It's like the epiphany. So I mark it with my chalk, and then I'm going to cut it, and you'll see that in a minute and see what it looks like. There we go. Taking action. Now I've realized that if I cut the sleeves off just so and keep a little bit on the edge there, then I can take the Donald Duck t-shirt sleeves and put them on the side, and I can place the Donald Duck strip that I cut off. You'll see that here in a minute. I can place that over the front of the t-shirt, Yeah, see here, I'm going to cut these sleeves off. And then when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like with the Donald Duck sleeves on it. Okay, so here I'm realizing the size I need to have of the sleeve so that I can add this to the piece of the dress that I just cut. So I'm going to mark the sleeve and see how I've got at least another, it's going to add at least another, probably an inch and a half to each side of the shirt when I put this on. And if you watch what I do when I'm going to cut these off, I need to be real careful when I cut them so that I make sure that I'm getting enough of the side but not cutting into my graphic. And here I'm taking the risk. I'm cutting these side sleeves off now that I've got them both measured and I figured out how I'm going to do it. So see, get those sides cut off, but making sure that I have the graphic where I want it. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Now see, I'm moving it up to make sure it's going to fit along the side. There we go, and everything looks good. So I can trim that little bit off of the bottom and have it work perfect. And here you can see how I've got the sides lined up over that top piece of the dress and how much that'll widen it. I'm really, really pleased with how that's going to turn out. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to fit this graphic in there and what that's going to look like on the shirt. So I need to cut the top part of the neck of the graphic off, and I'm going to mark that and cut the neck off, and then I'll be ready to lay it on top of the shirt for where I want to have it go. So I'm marking it here, and we're going to get that cut. Here I am taking the back of my t-shirt, the piece that I had cut off, and I am measuring it, and I'm going to pin it to the back of the shirt because that will make it longer. That'll make it the dress length that I need. So I've measured that out, and I'm going to be pinning it here to make sure that it widens enough so it'll make it kind of an A-line on the back, and I'm real pleased with how that turned out. Here's my pinned up pieces so you can see what everything looked like all pinned together before I brought it in to actually sew the pieces together to see what they ended up looking like. And I'm real pleased with the way it ended up turning out. Alrighty then, I am going to attempt to film me putting together this little maxi t-shirt dress. And what I've done is I've already cut my design out, and what I want to do is spray this with some basting spray so that I can keep it kind of where I want it. So I've folded it in half so I can get it centered. And the way that I had done this is, and I hope this works okay, I fold it in half with this so that I can get it centered. And then I want to make sure that it's pretty much centered where I want it to be. It could be a little bit walky, but I don't want it to be too walky. So I'm going to try to measure it down. I've already, in my other footage, I've already kind of showed you how I cut the sleeves for it. That's just a tad over 8 inches down from that shoulder seam. And I think this is probably, yeah, see, this needs to come down a little more over here. Or up a little on the other side, but I think I'll take this down a little. Just a little bit. What I probably should do is mark that where it needs to come down to. Of course, that'd be too smart. It needs to be right down to there to be straight across. Okay, so right there would make it just about right. That's assuming that I've cut this straight, which is a pretty big assumption. I probably haven't. I think I will take this, fold it back, straighten it out a little bit. There. We did that for a reason, because I wanted it to be flat. Now I'm messing it up. Not very good at this. As you can see, I'm not very good at this. Now let's hope that I've got it the right spot. I do a lot of hoping and a lot of guessing and a lot of messing around. Let's see, from there, that's a little under 8 inches. From there, that's just a little under 8 inches. So that looks pretty good to me. Now, see, this has this across here, so it won't be quite right, but that looks pretty good. I'm not a perfectionist, as those of you who know me will know. Okay, so now I'm going to pin this, because this will be the start of my shirt, my maxi dress. And what I'm doing is, I have the bodice here, and it's kind of the height that I wanted, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to leave this whole piece, you can see how long that is, maybe you can't, that's down to the front. Let me measure that. I think it must be about 28 inches down from the sleeve hem. And that's what I measure for my front length. And that is, 30, actually 30 inches. That's perfect for down the front. Longer than I thought. That's a happy accident. I should say I did that on purpose, not an accident. A lot of my things that turn out pretty good are happy accidents. And I want to make sure that I have that pinned well. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine and do that. Now the steps that I'm going to go through, these are the sleeves and the sides. And this is the right one because I pinned the left one. And these will go, I'll put them, right sides together, but basically you get the idea. These sleeves will be the sleeve and then down the side on the top. And then what I did, this will be here, and you can tell this in the other footage that I put in just before this. And here's the back side. Now what I did then is down the back hem, this one. Then I'll take these right sides together. Oh, I want to serge the sides. I like to have my stuff serged. Even though it is a t-shirt and t-shirts don't fray, I just think it gives everything a finished edge, and I actually like to serge the edges before I sew. So this one I'll put, this is the back hem. I'll put these right sides together, pin it from the center, sew it across, and then turn it right. So the back will be like the front, but it'll be a little longer. And then these are the two pieces that I had that are going to go around the side, and they're going to make the longer skirt. So I'm going to serge all of these materials, then I'm going to sew them together, sew the sides on first, and then gather it and sew the sleeves on first, then sew the sides, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product, and hopefully it looks as nice as I think it's going to. Here are a few pictures and my little dancing video. And I have to say, I really love how this turned out. It is more, I would say, of an extra large than a 2X. And this is how it looks on me. Here's my little dancy video. Bye.